Good morning, beekeepers. How are we today? Hope all is well on your planet. If life got any better for Steve-O, I'd be two people, I really would, guys. I really would. If things got any better for Steve-O, I'd be two people. What are we doing today? Well, today is March 7. Yes, March 7. What did we do? February 7. I got my full monkey suit on. I went in like a grizzly bear and ripped into all the hives. And I was able to produce 14 Nucs. And a guy all the way from Immokalee came up, 4-hour ride up here, and got 3 or 4 hours. I think it's probably 3.5 anyway. He picked those up. So it's been I set these all up. Hopefully we have hopefully, I don't know. We won't know till we get into them. I'll take you along. I gotta have my sweatband on, bandana, and then you know how your glasses are always, when you sweat, I'll be sweating like a butcher, even though I'm in a ventilated suit. And granted, the temperature's only running about 70 right now. I'll be 75 by the time I get, and we're going up to 80 something today, so yeah. But we're only looking at 14 hives, so it shouldn't take that long to rifle through this stuff and see what we got. Make sure we have eggs. I'm looking for queens because I've got a pickup tonight, 2 customers, 3 boxes that got to go out of here tonight at 6. So I've got plenty of time. Going to hustle up. Miss Daisy's got me driving her. I'm driving Miss Daisy today, so I'm trying to get it all, I'm multitasking. So anyway, so yeah, I've got the glasses, but see what I've done here. You've got this deal here. This little strap, secure strap, and it's adjustable. You can pull it up and adjust the tension to keep these glasses. They don't keep sliding down. Every time, if you're out here and these bees are really rough, if they start getting rough on you, and your glasses are sliding down, then you're doing this, right? You're pushing these up through your veil. When you do that, boom, you get one in the face because your veil gets pushed up right next to your face, and then you get popped in the face. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. And so hopefully, Martin, he's starting his annual queen rearing thing. So that's good. I've got, so hopefully I can get some cells from him. The incubator's shut down right now. But as soon as I get the word, I'll fire that up. And I'll get some cells from him, any extras he may have. I'll put them in here. I'll let them hatch in here. And then I'll feed them in here until I'm ready to insert into a nuc. So as soon as the day they hatch, normally what I do is I go out and I establish a nuc, and that gives them 24 hours queenless. I shut the gate unless I transfer them to another yard. I have another bee yard 5 miles away. Sometimes I do that, but it's just as easy here at the base camp. You can shut the door on them, make sure you have plenty of ventilation in boxes. You don't want to suffocate them, and let them sit for 3 days. And on the third day, you open the door and let them fly. I do it right at daybreak. I walk out, pop the doors open on the third day, let them fly. And that works out good. And I put a feeder jar on them too. I just made up some syrup. I got to go buy more sugar today, some more Joe's high-end sugar. That's getting ridiculous. Almost 70 cents a pound now. I used to pay 28 cents, 16.28, but that's been quite a few years ago. But it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And the wages, my bee prices are the same. Everybody says, "Oh, you're cheapest in the USA." Yeah, I am. I am, but I don't necessarily depend on this for a paycheck. I do this as a hobby, okay? And I'm not hurting anybody else out there selling bees because I don't move that many boxes. Now, if I was moving 10,000 boxes, 100,000 boxes, yeah. Yeah, then I might be pinching some toes here on other people in the bee business, but the way I'm doing this, no, it's just, and just get over it, guys. If you don't like my prices, go somewhere else, right? But I do have the best prices around, so, and that's why they come to me. So anyway, I've got my chest harness here. Hopefully, I'm in shorts. I'm in a t-shirt. I've got my rubber boots on, my shrimper boots. This is how I dress inside that monkey suit, because if you get bundled up in there, you got to be careful, guys. You're gonna get heat exhaustion. If you stop sweating out there, stop what you're doing. You're on the verge of heat stroke. Okay, you're on the verge of it. So stop. If you just feel overheated, stop. I've got my tea right here. I'm going to fire up my AC unit over there in a minute. This will chill this room out in no time. If I get too hot, I can come in here, have my tea. I got green tea in here, and then I brought it up with club soda. I like a little fizzy in there, and I squirted it. I've been buying my limes now. I've been buying limes. I'm buying that lime juice. It says real lime juice. Then you look down the label, and it's got all kind of weird preservatives and funky stuff you can't even pronounce. Okay, no thanks. I just buy the regular limes. I wash them. I cut them in half. I put them in a quart zip. Stick them in the veggie drawer in the fridge. They keep fine. And I squeeze 1/2 in each of my tea every day, and it makes a very nice drink. And so that's refreshing. Don't get overheated out here, guys. Just work like a plow mule. One old boy told me a long time ago, he said, "You're working like a racehorse, boy. You ain't gonna make it." He said, "Work like a plow mule." I said, "What are you talking about, working?" He said, "Well, let me explain it to you. You take a plow, right, one bottom plow, and you hook a thoroughbred racehorse to it, and you let him rip. By the time he gets into that field, he's going to be dead. But you hook a mule to that thing, on a good old plow mule, and that plow mule, they got sense. They just steadily pull all day long, just steadily pull." He said, "That's the way I want you working." So I've always remembered that. And an old farmer told me that a long time ago when I was a little bitty boy, and I was helping him bale hay. Some of them Michigan dairy farmers, guys, some of the toughest people on planet Earth. I don't know if they still make them like that. They probably do. They're probably the same way today. I'll tell you what, that old boy I worked with for a while there, I bet he was in his 80s, and he had his little wife, and she could cook like you wouldn't believe. And we'd break for noon, go in, and we'd start break a day, and them hay bales, oh my God, guys, those things were heavy. I bet I weighed a $1.40 back in the day doing that, and them bales were probably 100. Oh, well over 100. They were my weight I was picking up. And that old boy, he wasn't a real tall guy, but he was wiry, just wiry. I was wiry too back in the day. But that old boy was just wiry, and he was just non-stop. He ran that whole dairy farm by himself, and I don't know how many head he was milking. There was a bunch of them. But we'd get out there. He'd be way up early in the morning milking, and then he'd get his milking done, let the cows out, and then he said show up at a certain time because he knew he'd be done milking at a certain time. I'd show up. We'd hit the field, And he had an old John Deere. It had a big iron flywheel on it. No starter motor. No starter motor. It was a two-piston John Deere. He'd grab that big old iron flywheel and swing it, and sometimes he'd have to tweak a little valve or whatever he was doing down there. He'd grab that thing and boom, and then it'd pop and go pop, 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 pop. And that that thing would run all frickin' day long. We never shut it off. Right up to the time he was ready to do the evening milking. And we'd hook that thing to a baler. Now, he had mostly this stuff all done before I get there. See, he'd have it all cut, dried, and windrowed. And then we'd hook up. He had a John Deere, he had his baler, and he had 2 wagons behind that. So you had this whole freight train. So we go out there and we'd drop that one trailer, and then off we'd go. And them bales, they just kept coming and coming and coming. And we'd have to stack them up and interlock them so the whole thing don't fall over. And then we get back, we get those trailers done, both of those done. Then we'd come in, he'd unhook, he'd back in. And it seemed like he could haul both of those trailers and back that whole snaky thing up to the conveyor that was running up all the way up to the mow in that barn. That was way up there. And he had electric cord. He run out, plugged it in, and this motor would run this conveyor system. And I would load him. I would start dropping them on there. He had me in the mow first. It was over 100 degrees up there, guys. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. I thought, I'm gonna show this old man how I can work. Man, I got going on that stuff, guys, and it was brutal. And he could see they just kept stacking up. I mean, the bales, he was loading them off of that trailer and onto my conveyor, and I could keep up with him for a little bit, but then he started really loading that conveyor up. And I couldn't catch it. They were just falling and piling up and this and that. He could see it was a freaking mess up there. So he stopped and came on up. He jumped up there and he grabbed them bales, and him and I put the bales all in. He said, "Why don't you go downstairs and load that conveyor, and I'll run the mow up here." I said, "Okay." So I went down there. I thought, I'm going to work this old man to death now, because now I'm out here getting some fresh air, right? I'm going to work this old man to death. I'm going to load that conveyor. Shoot, guys, are you kidding me? I was working fast as I could work. And that old man was standing up at the window. You see him poking his head out the mow window. Like, "Where's my bale, boy? Where's my bale?" It didn't take me long to figure out, guys, I ain't going to outwork this old man. Here I am. I think I was about 13 or 14. And I thought I was badass back in the day. Shit, I wouldn't make a pimple on a good dairy farm's ass, guys. I'm telling you what. That guy was unbelievable. And then we'd go in to eat, and she had so much food on that table. It was unbelievable. And he would hammer that food down. He said, "You better eat, boy. You better eat. You better eat. I'm gonna burn that food off you this afternoon." And he did. He would burn it off of me. And then she'd pull out, after done with eating all that, she'd pull out apple pie, homemade stuff, guys. Apple, cherry pies, all that stuff. Man, them women knew how to cook, guys. Them farm women, oh, they knew how to cook and keep their old man happy. So, anyway. So we're going to get out, speaking of working. We ain't going to work that hard today. No, I'm retired, guys. I am retired. I just do this for giggles. I'm telling you, I do this for giggles. I hope to run, cross my fingers now, I hope to get at least 12 out of this 14 I got here. And then we'll hopefully have enough surplus to make more hives, We'll just do it again. we'll crank them up again. These, I got to get in full suit, guys, because I'll tell you what, I had these bees so cranked up last time out here, stealing these queens and making up these nukes. And then these hives figured out they're queenless. Oh, golly, is it vicious, guys. It just gets vicious. And I'm 80 yards from the back door. And I told Miss Daisy, do not step out that back door now. You're able to get it. She said, oh, I ain't going out. No way. So anyway, hopefully it's not as bad. But, yeah, it gets ornery. So suit up accordingly, guys. Don't let these things eat you up now. Get your suit on. Especially if you're out here just doing little inspections and stuff is one thing. But you got to let these bees get their queen, get a new queen made, right? Get a new queen made. Let her get done with her mating and get back and start egg laying. That hive does not chill out. They were pissed out here for a good 2 weeks until these queens started coming back and started getting into some laying egg production. So hopefully we got a lot of that going on. I did pump quite a few jars of syrup to them, which triggers them. There's stuff that's coming in. We're in spring, obviously, and there's stuff out here blooming. The wild cherry was blooming. All kinds of different things around here blooming. So, yeah, but we'll be coming into a little dearth here, and I'll have to buy some more Joe sugar, high-end sugar, and feed them for a bit till they get established again. But the plan is to here, and my future deal here is sell off early spring, because it's beekeeping in the spring is it's impulse buying, you know. People think about it all winter. Oh, God, I wish I'd like to get into beekeeping, and then spring comes. Oh, we got to get the bees. Well, you can move a lot of bees in the spring, first thing in the spring. And so my plan is to run 2 rounds of, sell 2 rounds of nukes, as many as I can, but retain a few colonies to build up all summer. And that will entail buying some sugar and get them fattened up until September 15th. When that happens, September 15th, Brazilian pepper pops. Around here, I got a good bit of it. And they will pack it on. That will fatten that hive up, and they can sit like that all winter, all right? And in spring, I'm not harvesting any honey. I don't fool with honey anymore. I don't even eat honey. I don't sell honey. I don't extract honey. I don't squeeze honey. No, the bees can have it all. I don't fool with it. So that's what we'll do. Try to sell 2 rounds, and then next spring, drop an ad, do it all again. Just keep going like that, guys. Just keep going. I got to keep my hands in the beehive. I've been doing it for over 60 years, and you just can't get my hands out of a beehive for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's just a sickness, you know? I think there's something wrong with me, but that's okay. I think it's a good thing to do, guys. Get into bees and enjoy nature, you know? Unless it tries to kick your ass. All right, let me get suited up, quit BSing here, and get something done, because I'm not getting nothing done sitting here, and I got to drive Miss Daisy today, too. So let's get out here in the boxes. You know, this is different. Got a squeezy handle on it. Never seen that movie before, guys. Never seen that movie before. Get the old locomotive fired up here, guys. Got me another big batch of needles here the other day down there at the park. These things are nice. The cars run over them in that parking lot, and they just kind of crimp them. These are yellow pine needles, and yellow pine needles are very, tough and wiry when they fall off the tree. So they're not good for putting in a smoker, but once vehicles run over them, so I get there early in the morning anyway. I get there early in the morning anyway when there's hardly any cars there. And then I rake them up. Of course, they're all covered with dew. So then I bring them home and I throw them on the shop floor, turn the fan on them. Let's go into this one here, see what's up with her. I got my little cloudy right now, but I got my nice little Harbor Freight light here. Man, this thing is bright. This thing is bright, guys. So this would be great for seeing our eggs and stuff. So I got a box here, ready to go, customer box. It's got a screen bottom in it. And once I load it, the door's shut on the front, the screen is shut. So once I get it done, then I can take some shrink wrap and shrink wrap down the top on it. See if there's any bugs in this box. Oh, wow. Wow. This looks like a buggy box. A buggy box is what I like. A lot of bees on the front end of this thing. Wow. Lots of bees. Make sure a queen ain't on this flipping lid here. That can happen, guys. That can sometimes happen. Looks like there's tons of honey in this thing. Probably still left over from my pepper flow. They're not super friendly this morning because it's still cool out. I don't think it's 70 degrees yet. A lot of brood here that hasn't hatched yet. Big old drones, big old black drones. This particular queen did have a lot of Caucasian in her. Okay? She had a lot of Caucasian in her, so they were very dark bees, and these drones are all dark. Let me pull out my light. I can't see doodly squat here. Okay, I see no eggs. The disposition of this colony right now, I mean, you know, they're buzzing here and all, but the disposition of this colony right now, guys, is telling me that this is queen right. This little Harbor Freight light, guys, works really good. You got to get you one. Alright, I don't see any eggs here. Let's make sure my queen ain't here. With my boxes, the way I run this 10-inch high thing, guys, you do get a little bridging comb here, see? It's no big deal. You just scrape it off. They need the ladders anyway to get up and down. So anyway, it's to me it's not that big a deal. I just run my blade across it, my hive tool, if it gets in my way. And by doing what I'm doing, guys, just so you know, these queens that I'm selling are only a year old. So normally they have a tendency to swarm more on their second and third year as they building up. But as you're robbing, making more nukes, you're constantly knocking down the hive strength. Therefore, that swarming trigger thing that they want to do is reduced. You're reducing the urge of these bees to swarm if you're constantly jerking resources away from them. So yeah, these bees look healthy. I see no beetles in here. I did put an Amethyst towel on these things a month ago, just one towel. The brood looks healthy. All these cappings, I'm looking for anything sunk in, weird looking. I'm smelling the hive. If it's got a funky dead horse smell to it, chances are you have foul brood in the hive. But if you keep your colony healthy, keep these varroa mites off of these things. A lot of guys are just, oh, I'm a natural guy. I'm natural. Yeah, right. Okay. Do your natural stuff. And if the hives die, you're going to lose a third to half of your colonies, or all of your colonies, depending on how badass your bees are to counteract the varroa mite issue. Now the eggs that I put in this hive, I put them on the bottom chamber. So let's keep looking for her. Okay guys, we've got larvae here. We got brand new fresh larvae. So, you know, I was right. As usual. We have a queen right colony here. And she's laid up all this in here. Brand new larva. So I'm going to keep hunting until I find her. Get back with you. Okay, here guys is one of my homemade drone frames. All I did is I put a little piece of plastic cell at the top, and I cut that board there, this horizontal board right here you see, right here, and I put in there and put a little groove in it for the plastic cell. And then this bottom portion, I just put a hemp string across the top and waxed it. And they pulled out all this drone comb, as you can see here. So you guys can make your own drone combs if you want to. They seem to have done a nice job on it. Nice little band of honey at the top. Sometimes they put brood up there. I haven't found her yet. But she could be black. Her mama was Caucasian, so she could very well be black. And it's hard to see them, you know. But I'll keep hunting till I find her. Check out this brood pattern, guys. She's a top quality queen, just like her mother was. Top quality, guys. Can't ask for a better brood pattern than that. got one and done. I had found her. She's on the truck. She's got all kind of good stuff. I mean, you talk about a pretty brood pattern. Wow, this girl is kicking it. So I got this one here. I got lots of bees. All the goodies we need. Best thing to do with these is you get them home, transfer them to a 10 frame box or 8 frame box, fill it out with plain frames, and stick a feeder on top and leave them alone for about a month. Just leave them alone, let them do their thing, give them plenty of time to fill these out, and just keep adding syrup to them till they blow out that 10 frame box. And yeah, that's my recommendation on these Nucs. Because they're cranked up, they're really, you probably should give them a day rest when you get to your destination. Then the next day, transfer them over to 8 or 10 frame, put a feeder on them, put a date on it. Today's the 7th, come back 4/7 and see how they're doing. That's the way to get her done. Alrighty guys, wrapping it up today. Thanks for coming over to my base camp. She's a hot one already, guys. I gotta go in and dig some stingers out of my neck here. I don't know where they're at. I gotta get a mirror. Yeah, you just sit there and take it, guys, when they crawl up in your suit. What happened was with this harness thing on me, normally I don't use it. But what happened with that harness, it pressed down around my neck. Just enough to occasionally want to find a spot and get in there and pin me. I don't have this issue when this suit's fluffed up without this flipping harness on. Normally, I just put it on a stand like this, my camera, or I'll set it on a beehive or whatever, and while I'm filming. But today I thought I'd get you up close and personal, but yet they got up close and personal with my neck. Okay, yeah. All you can do is just grit your teeth and keep on working, because you can't pull your head net off to dig a stinger out, because you will receive 15 or 30 or 100 more when you do that. So I got the 3 boxes loaded. Customers picking them up tonight, and I'll go in here probably Friday, I'm guessing, maybe tomorrow afternoon. Just depends on what's happening, and see what I got to start making up some more Nucs and get ready for some more customers. That's what I'll do. Catch you guys on the next one. See ya.